and like his last days, man, you being the person that got to take care of him. I think that is a beautiful story. And so I just wanted to give you some time to tell the world, you know, about Big Randy in the way that you wanted to.
Whew, that's tough. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I text y'all too. I've cried more the last week than I have probably in my life, no exaggeration. Just a good man, good father, good grandfather, great husband. Took in, you know, my stepmom, he raised 2 kids that weren't his, and I always look at men like that differently, that'll take in and raise those other kids. It was a time when we didn't talk, when I was in college, and then I got to the league, and Nat Moore played with my dad. This is just God, to be honest. Nat Moore played with my dad back in the 70s, and now he's still with the Dolphins. And my first training camp, me and my dad weren't talking. When I was at UF, I've told the story before, you know, I've talked about it before when my mom and dad hated each other. I live with my mom, so I got so much negativity about my dad that I was like, man, he ain't shit. My mama said he ain't shit twice a week. So I started doubting him as a person. And Nat Moore, when I got to the Dolphins, he came up to me, you know, have the family dinner at the end of training camp. And Nat came up to me, he was like, Chan, I'm inviting Randy. He was like, I know y'all ain't talking, but I don't give a shit. He was like, that's your daddy. He had multiple myeloma. He had blood cancer. He had cancer in his bones. Then he got on, dementia. After going through chemo and all that, then he got dementia. Had back surgery. He was just, you know, he was physically breaking down. And I knew it. So about 7 months ago, I got with Chinta, my stepmom, and they were in North Carolina. And she was like, you know, would it be cool if we come down there? And me and Asia were coming back from a damn furniture place in the middle of the day. Asia didn't hesitate. Like, she was like, y'all think about it. And I looked at Asia, and she said, yeah, we need to call back. Y'all come on down, come live with us. So the last 8 months, he came and lived with us, man, and it was, you know, you could see it going downhill, but the finality of it is something you're never ready for. But the one thing I say, and it's cliche, man, because in the last week, I've heard so many stories about my dad I've never heard before in my life. It just kind of solidifies, like, you think your people are good people, and then dozens and dozens of people come and tell you, man, nah, bro, your dad was solid.